Men's soccer coach Danny Leavy is here, starting his 16th year on the Hill. Do you ever take time to reflect back on the years? I know you do at some point, but how much do you look back over your 15 years here? And when you do, what comes to mind?
Yeah, I actually do quite a bit. I enjoy kind of reflecting back on, because it's neat. It's neat to see the history, like simple things when I go out to the facility, like to see how much different the facility is than when I showed up, 16 years ago. And then
Quite
what's
a bit
really
different than that.
yeah, quite a bit different. Or even like it's kind of interesting to come across people that work at the university now, and I'm like, they were one of my students, like
Oh, yeah.
16,
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I enjoy reflecting back on my time here.
How much do you change? I've heard maybe you have a different offensive approach this year. You and I have not talked about that, but I
Yeah.
kind of heard people talking about that. But how much do you change year to year with your approach to preparing for the preseason scheduling and all that kind of stuff? I know that changes some, but
It does, yeah. Well, I mean, the game itself progresses naturally. And then I think you've got to kind of look at the players that you have and what you're looking at recruiting. And so you're trying to find the system that fits what you have best. So, like this year, we were able to adjust a little bit more than normal because we have so much pace all around the field. So we've got more pace than we've had in the past. And so that's helped us to kind of adjust and be a little bit more progressive. And plus, I just enjoy like changing things from time to time too, just to keep it interesting and
keeps the opponents honest too.
It does, yeah. So you're not really predictable when you play and everything.
This roster is maybe the biggest that you've ever had, or one of the biggest that you've had. It also seems to be, again, it's very early, but it seems to be maybe one of your deepest.
I think so, yeah. I think it's deep is a good way. I think balanced is probably the best way to describe this squad. Is it's just really well balanced right now. Like we've got multiple players competing in multiple positions. I've got positions where I've got an older player and a younger player, and so it's just really well balanced this year. I like it.
Well, we have gotten familiar with the Great Midwest and the Midwest region, and for men's soccer, it's been really good the entire time that we've been there.
Yeah.
Now, get us familiar with the Gulf South on men's soccer and also the South region.
Yeah, the South region's very good. So, and the Gulf South is good too.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of see it as kind of an even move for us, really. I mean, the GMAC was just, it was so good on the men's side. The Gulf South is really good too. Like it's going to be a very competitive season.
Little bit, talk about this particular team. You've gotten to see them now for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What have you seen that you maybe didn't expect, and what do you predict this team will be like on the field?
Some of the younger ones were further ahead than I had hoped, So that's really good. Like I was expecting them to maybe put competition like in the second half of the season, as they got adjusted. But some of them, man, they've just jumped in there and are doing really well. So it's helped because they've created competition earlier in the season, which I think is going to help us a lot in the long run.
You start on Sunday with University of Missouri St. Louis, and then you're into conference play pretty quickly here.
Yeah.
Don't have a lot of time. Not a lot of non-conference. Do you like that part of it?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like to just get in there and just get after it. Yeah, and plus I'm excited this year too because it's all new and new opponents, new destinations, and so yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Maybe a little less travel too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's going to be amazing.
He's Danny Leavy. He's the head soccer coach here at Trevecca. We'll have more Trevecca Athletics on Flow Sports.